G'day and welcome to another Pokemon Go video. So jumping straight into Go Battle League, and as you can see, Ace Train around the 2400 mark, so trying to break through into the next level, but we'll see how we go. So we're going to jump into Ultra League, and if you want to check out any of my old matches, I'll link to the playlist now so you can check those out. I'm going to be running Gallade, Lapras and Muk. Gallade running Confusion, Leaf Blade and Close Combat, Muk running Snarl, Dark Pulse and Gunk Shot, and Lapras running Ice Shard, Surf and Ice Beam. So Ice Beam instead of Skull Bash, because it comes in handy with any grass. And we'll see how it works out. So into this first one, and we've got Swampert on the lead. So going to look at chunking this down. Going to overcharge one extra fast move here and throw the Leaf Blade. Get the shield. So obviously if they don't shield that, it one-shots, so absolutely outstanding. So going to get to my second one. They throw the Hydro. Going to shield that up as well. Might as well match shields here. They're going to a second charge. We're going to shield this up as well. Expect it to be the Hydro, but it is actually the Earthquake. So really big shield there. Unfortunately, they're able to get to another charge move. Hydro Cannon coming through. Get to the Leaf Blade, but out comes the Venusaur to charge me down. But they have switch locked in their Venusaur now. So I am able to come out with the Muk here, because Muk's going to resist all of its moves. It's going to be running Frenzy. Well, usually it runs Grass and Poison charge moves, so I'll be able to resist all of those. So Muk's going to be throwing another charge move here, and I'm going to look to fast move farm this down and have energy to throw on whatever comes out. Unfortunately, I get greedy, and with 1 HP, Venusaur is able to take me down. So that allows Lapras to come in and get one little Ice Shard of energy. Out comes Charizard. So this is a big call here. So I'm going to throw this one over so I go overcharge by 1 in case they want to do a sack swap here. And again, so I'm going to have to be wary of the sack swap. So go over farm just a little bit. Unfortunately, they call the sack swap, and out comes the Swampert. I am able to undercharge that, so I get enough energy to throw a Surf straight away, but they do win the CMP tie. Blast Burn isn't going to KO from that range, so able to then throw the Surf and take the game. So good game right there, and they were able to sack. So good sack swap on the Swampert there. Unfortunately for them, I undercharged and was able to do it. So big play there is, if someone does get a really good sack swap, you can undercharge your and then farm up. So undercharge your charge move, and then farm up that energy again. So luckily for me, it worked out because I was able to charge up enough energy to get another Surf ready. Sometimes it's absolutely devastating. That one, alright. So into the next match, and we've got a Shadow Dragonite on the lead. I really would like this to swap out, and then I could possibly get it matched up against my Lapras later on. Unfortunately, they do not want to swap this out. So I'm just going to have to throw the Dark Pulses. Unfortunately, I'm not able to get a shield. Got to the Dark Pulse, but they win the CMP tie, and I'm just going to have to let this go. Come back out with the Gallade there, and then look to swap out into my Lapras. Unfortunately, my switch clock was up, so there's a big lesson for you. Let your switch clock count down. So when Dragonite KO'd my Alolan Muk, I should have let the 10-second counter count right down, so then I possibly could have switched out. So they came in with a Togekiss, swapped into the Gardevoir, and now I'm going to be able to throw a whole lot of Surf. So Gardevoir is pretty glassy, to be honest. Not quite as glassy as Gallade, but still fairly glassy. So you're going to shield that up, and then over farm just a fraction because I don't want them to get into another charge move, and then able to take it out with the Surf. Out comes the Togekiss again. I'll be able to throw this Surf. I don't know that I'll get to another charge, another charge move, which I wouldn't. I only got one more fast move in, but was able to KO at that range. So able to just take that match with Lapras doing all of the work because of my poor swap. So always let your switch clock count down. You never know when you're going to need it. That would have been the perfect opportunity for to be able to use that switch clock. well, be able to swap out of the Gallade. So into this one, and it's Toxicroak on the lead. Awful for the opponent. I decided to swap into the Alolan Muk, just because I'm not running Skull Bash, but Lapras does have an okay matchup with the Empoleon, just because it resists its all the waterfall damage. So going to throw have to shield that up, unfortunately. Throw the first Dark Pulse, throw the second Dark Pulse, and they're not shielding anything. So let's see what comes out. Is it going to be the Toxicroak to farm this down, which I expect it will be. There's the Toxicroak. Going to now this time learn from my previous mistake and let that switch clock count down. I'm going to come out with the Gallade because it absolutely chunks away. And then out comes a Bomber Snow. So for this one, I'm going to let this go and we'll see what they want to throw. So throw the Energy Ball, huge amounts of damage. So it is a little bit of a risky play here because obviously Energy Ball does a lot of damage, but so does my Ice Shards also do super effective damage. Its Powder Snow is going to be doing absolutely nothing. Throws the Weather Ball, trying to bait out the shield. Ice Weather Ball comes through, does absolutely nothing. I'm going to go straight for this Ice Beam again, and they shield again, so that's brutal. Looking to charge up, going to again let this go, and it's another Weather Ball. It does absolutely no damage. Unfortunately, they come out with the Toxicroak to farm me down, so that's not ideal. But I'm going to be able to come out with the Gallade here. Going to throw the Leaf Blade. It's not going to do very much damage, but that'll give me enough damage to be able to counter them down, confusion them down. Get enough damage to be able to throw this close combat, and then throw the close combat onto the Bomber Snow when it comes back out, and say good game right there. So really happy with that one. Able to take that match in the end, because they decided to try and throw baits with the Weather Ball. So that's one thing. Although, to be fair, I was throwing the straight up Ice Beams, and they shielded them both. So had I baited with a Surf, would have been sitting in a much nicer position, but still able to take the win. So happy days. So we're looking for our next opponent, and we'll see what we get. So Gallade on the lead into Lapras. So this one's a bit of an interesting one, except they swap straight out into their own Gallade. So I'm going to swap into my Alolan Muk here, throw the Dark Pulse straight away, and then see what they want to do. So look to farm this down. So this is probably going to be a close combat, which it is, and then unfortunately, they're going to be able to throw the Leaf Blade. So I wasn't sure if it was going to be the opposite way around, but unfortunately it was the Leaf Blade, and I did have to shield it up, and I've got very little health. Let's see what comes out. So out comes the Lapras. I'm going to try and get to 2 Dark Pulses. Thought I might be able to get a shield, and wasn't able to get a shield or a second Dark Pulse, which is unfortunate. So have been counting these, and this is going to be a Surf, so going to be able to no shield that. Actually going to throw the close combat here. Unfortunately, I get a shield, so going to look to swap out and try and catch a charge move. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to catch that charge move, so very unfortunate. But out comes the Toxicroak. So let's see what it wants to do. I am not going to shield this up. Sludge Bomb comes through, and it's going to be doing a lot of damage here. And can I get to the Ice Beam? I'm not able to get to the Ice Beam, so this is really bad. Should have just thrown the Surf to get a little bit of damage, and we'll see how we go here. So 2 charge moves in, able to get enough to get to the Leaf Blade. Throw this Leaf Blade as soon as the Lapras comes out, and that's going to be doing enough damage to KO. So a few misplays there, but still able to get that win, just because of the chunking damage that Confusion does to yeah. So absolutely chunks away at Toxicroak. Toxicroak destroyed by any sort of psychic move. So really lucky for me there. So we'll jump into the next one and see how we go. So Gyarados on the lead. Another one of these interesting ones. So it's running Dragon Breath. And the Leaf Blades are going to add up. They are neutral because of the flying type and the water typing, so they are neutral, but as you can see, they still do a lot of damage. So I'm going to shield this up. I don't know whether it's going to be a Crunch or an Aqua Tail, and it is the Aqua Tail coming through. So able to then farm them down, which is really, really nice. Through comes the Excavalier, and unfortunately didn't get the shield there. Going to throw another Leaf Blade here, and hopefully I can grab a shield this time, and I can, so that's absolutely perfect. They're looking to farm me down, and I'm able to get to the close combat, so that's massive. Let's see what they want to do, and they don't want to spend a second shield, so they say goodbye. So no shield, onto the close combat. Absolutely outstanding. Able to take that match, and they left the game. So we'll jump into the next one and see how we go. So again, one of the ones you don't want to say, oh, Shadow Machamp, you love to see it. Love to see it on the lead. They'll be swapping straight out. What are they swapping to? So they're swapping to their own Lapras here. And so this is where something to punish a Lapras would be really nice, and I'm really hoping they don't have a Skull Bash. Unfortunately, they do have the Skull Bash, so that's going to raise their defense and going to put them in a really nice position. So I'm just going to throw straight out Surfs here, and we'll see what they want to do. So no shields so far, but able to. And now they're throwing Surf. So I was half expecting them to throw another Skull Bash, just to really boost their defense and just make it a real bad time for me, which is why I'm now just going to throw this Surf straight away, because if they get to that next Skull Bash, going to be doing a lot of damage. Again, not going to shield this up. If it is the Skull Bash, which it is, I've got rid of all of that energy and already done a little bit of extra damage to them. So out comes the Alolan Muk here, and I am able to get to a charge move before they're able to get to their Surf. It takes 4 Ice Shards to get to a Surf. Out comes the Snorlax. I swap into my Gallade, and then obviously they swap into their Snorlax there. I'm going to look to throw some Leaf Blades. Let's see how much damage I can do. So expect to get a shield there, which I do, and then going to actually throw the close combat. Let's see if they want to double shield this. Oh, they do. There's the double shield, and then looking to see what they want to do. Do they want to shield that up? So not going to shield that up. Going to let that go. Going to have to look to overfarm energy on the Alolan Muk here, and try and throw a and they've swapped into the Muk, so throw that Gunk Shot straight onto the Shadow Muk. So throw that Gunk Shot straight onto the Shadow Machamp. Going to have to shield up this Cross Chop, because obviously it is going to be KOing me at that range. Able to get to another a Dark Pulse there and take out the Snorlax. So saving that shield really was very, very nice. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to take it out as cleanly and get that Gallade matched up against the Shadow Machamp, which is the dream. So unfortunately, they were able to win that second matchup, and then had a nice switch. So this one I've got Slowking on the lead, and out comes Empoleon, I was going to say, but it's Ampharos. So Ampharos comes out, and they're going to be throwing a Thunder Punch here, because I've countered their charge moves. It only takes 3 to get to 3 Volt Switches to get to a Thunder Punch. They've got to another one, but unfortunately I'm going to have to shield this up, and then going to look to overfarm just a little bit, and then throw these Dark Pulses. We'll see if we get a shield. So no shield for that first one. I'm just going to instantly throw into the second one. They can either let this go, or they're going to have to shield this up. Let's see what they want to do. So I've used their second shield here, and perfect for me. They've thrown a Thunder Punch. So going to let that go through, and then going to come in with my Gallade here. Again, this is going to be another Thunder Punch, so we'll just let this one go. Going to do a little bit of damage, but not too bad. And then able to absolutely go to town here. So going to throw the close combat, and then switch out into my Lapras to try and catch a Dark Pulse. So I'm going to let this go, and it is the Dark Pulse, so not going to do huge amounts of damage. Out comes the Slowking, and we'll see how it goes. So Psychic is going to do a reasonable amount of damage there, which is unfortunate. Really would have liked to have my Alolan Muk matched up against this, because it will absolutely destroy it. But at this point, it's, let's be honest, good game. I've not got enough health left on my Gallade here, and the Psychics are just, because they're doing neutral damage, I'm just going to have to throw this charge move, and I'm not going to have enough energy to take out their Alolan Muk. So good game for them, able to take that match. Unfortunately, that lead match wasn't what I wanted. So had I been leading with Alolan Muk, would have been much nicer. Or even if they were leading with their Ampharos. Ampharos is a popular one to lead with. Unfortunately, wasn't to be. So we'll jump into the next one. And we've got Kingdra on the lead. So really not ideal for me. And I want to get this Leaf Blade off before they can get their Octazooka off. And I do get the shield, so that's really good. I'm thinking about what to do here. I'm going to shield this up, and it is the Octazooka, and it gets the attack debuff, which is brutal, absolutely brutal. We'll throw the Leaf Blade, and I can't KO from that range because of my debuff on attack, so really not good for me. Going to come out with the Lapras because I know they're going to instantly throw the Octazooka. Unfortunately, they get another attack debuff, which is just, let's be honest, brutal. Out comes the Empoleon. I'm going to swap that because I don't want a debuffed Lapras going against it. However, they come out with a Venusaur, so why did they not come out against my Lapras with the Venusaur? I guess they were worried about the Ice Shard damage, but, I mean, yeah, much better play there is to come out with the Venusaur. So, able to get their second shield there. I'm going to shield this up because I do want to get to another Dark Pulse, as you saw, just one little over farm there, and this will be able to take this out, because if I can get to a Dark Pulse against the Empoleon, this is GG, so I will win this game. So going to swap that out because I don't want them farming up any extra energy, and they can throw their Drill Peck, so they'll probably get to 2, maybe 3 Drill Pecks, but it is not going to be enough. So going to throw the Surf there, another couple, and unfortunately they've got to another Drill Peck at the same time as I got to another Surf, but they get me into the red, and then I'll be able to throw this Surf, and that will be enough to secure that win after a couple fast move farming. A couple of fast moves to farm that thing down. So going well so far. So we'll jump into the next one and see how we go. So looking for that opponent, I am Legend T. Okay, and Empoleon on the lead. So this one isn't terrible. So what you want to do here is charge up to 4. So you've got the close combat. They're going to throw a Drill Peck, which is going to be super effective. So flying type, so you want to shield that up. So you want to charge up so you can threaten the close combat here, and see whether they want to shield or not. They don't shield, so that's huge. So you're going to overfarm again by 1, and see whether they want to shield this time. They do. So we grab the shield that time, which is good. And then I'm actually going to throw up a second shield because I should be able to take this match. Except we get all the lag. And instead of taking that matchup, I get taken out without throwing a single fast move. And they get to charge up their energy so they can throw a Drill Peck onto my Lapras. And just to rub a bit of salt into the wound, they get to another Drill Peck. So Drill Peck. So really looking bad for me. So they're up a shield and up a Pokemon, and it's just not looking good. Got switch advantage there. Able to grab a shield, which is really nice. Going to throw the Ice Beam, does a little bit of damage, and then swap out to the Alolan Muk there. Was hoping to try and catch a Thunder Punch. They threw a Thunder Punch anyway, which is absolutely brilliant. I'm going to throw my Dark Pulse here just to take this out straight away. And then out comes the Executor. Shadow Executor going to be not liking this Dark Pulse and able to take that game. So even after the little bit of lag at the start, which really put me behind, I had a really good matchup with their, the Alolan Muk versus their Shadow Executor without a shield. So in this one we've got, so leading Obstagoon is not great for me, so going to swap out. I'm going to throw the Gunk Shot straight up, and hopefully I don't get a shield this time. But they do, they shield it up, that's massive. I'm going to have to let this go. They're going to be throwing another Cross Chop coming through, so that's really chipping away at my health there. And they've got to another one, so I'm going to shield this up. And thankfully it's a Cross Chop and not a Night Slash, because they don't have the chance of boosting. But this is not looking good. So Gunk Shot coming through, and we've got even shields, but they're able to take game number 2. So match number 2, and they swap into their Drift Blimp here. So I instantly swap into my Lapras. Shadow Ball coming through on the Lapras, which is really unfortunate for me. Going to throw the Surf and hopefully grab a shield. Unfortunately, they're not going to let me do it. So I got one fast move through, going to let that go as well. Shadow Ball comes through, and then I am able to fast move farm it down. So trying to throw the Surf there on the Obstagoon. Unfortunately, it wins CMP and it's able to take me down. So going to look to farm this down, but they get to another charge move. So Night Slash is going to come through. Going to have to shield that up. And then through comes the Charizard. I'm going to throw the Close Combat. They let that go straight into the Night Slash, the Leaf's Blade, but they do have a shield, so they're going to be able to Blast Burn me here, or even Dragon Claw, and that will take me out. So good game for them. Unfortunately, winning CMP on the Obstagoon match, not ideal for me. Able to go 3-2 in that set, and got the Eevee as the reward. So this is a perfect example of why you be patient when throwing, because obviously got the attack, got the jump, so no throw bonus there. So be a bit more patient than that when you throw. So we'll see what that does for my ranking. So up to 24-27. So slowly climbing up, trying to break that 2500 barrier. But hopefully that was useful for someone. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.